So for the week of October 20th through to the 26th, now, as I said up top, I'm running solo for this week, and it also just so happens to be the week that all of the new games, all of the major releases are starting to come out. It's typically October through till November that we get absolutely slammed with new releases, and this week is no exception. So I'd say that there are two major releases for this week, and they both come out on October 21st. The first one is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. So that is going to be released on PC, PS5, and Xbox, and it's the long-awaited action RPG with a bit... My notes here say a rocky development cycle, ain't that the truth? So players awaken as a nomad elder vampire in the 21st century Seattle, guided by a mysterious entity to revisit a century-old cold case. So you get to hunt the city's inhabitants under the cover of night and use your persuasive supernatural charm on unsuspecting victims, all while maintaining the masquerade, as your existence must remain hidden. So yeah, basically it's a vampire RPG. It looks interesting. I've never played a Vampire the Masquerade game before. I feel like I heard a bit of a hubbub about the development cycle, which is why I kind of had that note there. But either way, it's finally out. So Vampire fans and Twilight fans rejoice. Moving along to the game that I am probably the most excited about. Actually, no, that's a lie. There is a game later on that I'm most excited about, and you'll know it when you hear it. But one of the games that I'm most excited about from this week is Ninja Gaiden 4. Oh my god. So this is also on the PC, PS5, and Xbox. The definitive Ninja hack and slash franchise returns with a cutting-edge adventure blending legacy and innovation. Jeez, I can't fucking talk today, apparently, as always. That's every week. I feel like I stumble over my words every week. But anyway, in high octane combat. So this is co-developed by Team Ninja and Platinum Games, and this just looks incredible. I cannot wait for this month to be over so I could buy this bad boy. For those of you who don't know, David and I are on a strictly no spending month in the month of October, which is just the worst month we can probably put this. It's not a bet, but it's just like a handshake deal that we've got. It's the worst week to have this in place because there's a lot of great games that are coming out this month that I really want to play and I just can't buy them. So yeah, so November 1st, I'm definitely going to be buying this. And yeah, very, very excited. The combat and visuals look stunning, and it appears you can transform your weapons to unleash even more havoc on your enemies. Also on October 21st, we have Painkiller, also on PC, PS5, and Xbox, and it's a modern reimagining for the classic franchise, featuring online co-op for up to 3 players, as well as offline play, and you battle hordes of demons in gothic environments. So basically, it's big guns in a classic medieval looking map, and it very much to me feels like I'm getting a bit of a Doom vibe here from the trailers of this game. So this one might be a game I keep my eye out for over the coming weeks once I can actually start buying video games again. So yeah, looks really, really cool. Looks like a fair few people are excited about this one. So yeah, very curious to hear how this one pans out. Moving on to October 22nd, we have Dispatch. So this is released on PC, PS5, and the Xbox date is yet to be announced. So in this game, you play as Robert Robertson, voiced by Aaron Paul, and he takes up a job at a superhero dispatch center. Yo, Mr. White, we got to, I'm not even gonna give that one a go. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. So it looks like your job is also to rehabilitate a group of ex-supervillains while also navigating workplace relationships and conflict. Very much gives me the vibe of a Telltale game, kind of like The Walking Dead, in the sense that it's more of like a conversational or dialogue option-driven game, or a visual novel, I guess you can say. But yeah, wow, this is a star-studded cast, so it's boasting acting talent, voice acting talent even, from the likes of Laura Bailey, Jeffrey Wright, Young Gravy, Joel Haver, Sean McLaughlin, aka Jacksepticeye, and Australia's own Alana Pierce. So I'm very excited for this one. Probably not going to get around to playing it, at least for a little while, but I'm very excited to see what the reviews are for this one. On October 23, we have Tormented Souls 2, and this is also on PS5, Xbox, and PC. Caroline Walker is back, everybody, in the sequel to the classic Survivor horror game. So this game will have you stalking the halls of haunted monasteries and other nightmarish locations, I guess, and brace yourself for the unknown as you are armed with only a makeshift weapon as you desperately try to rescue your cursed sister or something like that. If it were me, I'd just cut my losses, Caroline. So sometimes the journey is just not worth it. Moving along, we've also got, on the same day, we've got Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. And this is going to be on every platform under the sun. If you've got a platform, this game is going to be on it. And it reimagines the beloved tower defense franchise for modern audiences. Look, it's Plants vs. Zombies, but HD, everyone. They're not reinventing the wheel here. It's just a shinier, sharper looking version of the game by the looks of it. Now, the game that I think everyone has been waiting for has finally arrived. And that's PowerWash Simulator 2. And it's the one that I'm excited for the most, unironically. Look, I fucking love simulator games, and I love how many of them there are. Most of all, I fucking love PowerWash Simulator. This is one of the most satisfying games I have ever played, and I cannot wait to get my hands on the sequel. I'm thinking of asking my partner to buy this game for me, so that way it's like a loophole. So I'm technically not buying it myself, just so I can play it as soon as it comes out. But yes, the sequel boasts a whole lot of new dirty locations, and you best believe Linoli's gonna clean them all. And lastly, for the new releases, so on October 24th, we've got House of the Dead 2 Remake. So this was already released on the Switch and PC back in August, but now it's released on the PS4, as well as the PS5, as well as the Xbox One, as well as the Xbox Series consoles. So we all know what House of the Dead is by this point. It's a classic on-the-rail shooter series, and it's just an absolute treat to see this classic brought back to life on modern hardware, which is really great. But that is all for the new games released this week. Hey, would you look at that? You've made it through the entirety of this episode. Congratulations. This video is just one section of our weekly gaming podcast called Last Week in Gaming Today. If you're interested in checking out the full episode or more discussions like the one you've just watched, I'll leave a link to the podcast in the description and comment section below.